What does happiness actually mean to you? With that in mind, then,
I
how
think
would you define it, and how would you define success?
I think the first word and the first feeling, and this comes from someone who used to not have any, and it's freedom. Okay, being able to kind of do whatever you want that day to a certain extent. And I used to work at 9 to 5, 9 to 6 actually were my hours when I was working an office job that I didn't like. And by the way, I'm not, like, for anyone listening, I'm not anti-corporate, anti-office job, but I'm anti-doing stuff that sucks the fucking soul out of you. you know? And so I remember I just hating life so much, and every morning I would wake up depressed, and every morning I would just dread the next day, and I would just constantly think, is this it? Is this what my life is going to be like forever? So when I changed that, when I started going on this whole journey at the age of 22, when I walked into my boss's office and said, look, I'm just going to give this a shot. This can't be all that's for me. And to be fair, he was like, go for it. He was like, oh, good man. Probably because I was doing fuck all, in work.
Thank God. We can replace him with somebody that makes us some more money. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Like, thank God that lazy motherfucker's gone. But so ever since that day, freedom has kind of stuck with me as just a pillar of what really makes me happy. So that would probably be my answer. Like sometimes, right, when I say to someone, if I'm asking them some questions, I go, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Because that's the true answer. So what do you not have to think about? Just shoot it out. And for me, that would be freedom. And what about you for happiness?
So happiness is, and I've got a pretty clear but very deliberately vague answer to this, is spending time doing the things that I enjoy with the people I enjoy doing them with. And that's very wishy-washy, but it's meant to be, because I know that off the back of my downturn in mental health from 2014 to 2016, the reason that I put myself in that position was because I had such a black and white definition of success, and my definition of happiness was directly tied into that definition of success. So every day that wasn't me moving forwards to these goals that were 5 years hypothetically in the future, I was unsuccessful, which meant that I was unhappy, which then ultimately the spiral descended and descended to the point where I felt worthless. I felt useless. I felt like I wasn't contributing anything and that I had nothing left to live for, ultimately. So my definition now is ultimately around freedom as well. It's similar to yours, whereby I still do a lot of things I'd rather not be doing, but that's because I can't yet afford to subcontract every element of my life to different things, but that's something that I'm building to be able to do. I still have to do a lot of the admin around running the businesses, but there's a lot going on at the moment to sort of fix that, to open me up to do things that I'm actually good at and enjoy. But I'm acknowledging that the process of building to that will be very rewarding once I get there as well. So it's constantly checking in with yourself on those questions, isn't it? And asking, well, what are the values that actually drive me? And how am I living my life in line with those values? And if you actually find that you're not, then you can take some positive steps forward to remove yourself from that. Because I'm like you, whereby I know people that love their corporate culture. I know people that love their jobs. They love the routine of X, Y, Z, and they've got their Saturdays, their Sundays, and they're back in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. They love that. That's not how I operate. I've always known it's never going to be. But the main thing is you need to ask yourself, is it fulfilling? Is it making you happy? Is it something that you're actually enjoying? Or is it just something that gives you the comfort and security of knowing you're getting paid at the end of the month? Because they're two very, very different things in my mind. And I think especially in the economy we're currently in, people need to be asking these questions. Otherwise, you're going to get ground down by the pumice stone of just the bigger guys, because the government don't really seem to be giving any sort of empathy whatsoever. Pay rises from
they ain't coming to help you.
Yeah, they're not. And pay rises from big corporations are not reflective of inflation. And working hours are getting more demanding. The sort of costs around the time that you have outside of work are becoming more demanding, which means that the balance of what can you enjoy, what can't you enjoy, what's making you comfortable is sort of out of whack. So people need to be asking these questions, I think. But I entirely agree with you. I'm very anti doing something that sucks the soul out of you.